everyone, Kelly here. I'm going to try to do this video very quickly because I have found lately that since my nephew and his girlfriend moved in with us due to the pandemic, I have had like hardly any time to myself to film. So even though it's raining and we have a metal roof, you might hear the rain. This is like literally the only time I've had in like 4 days to film. So let's see if I can get this video squeezed in there. And today I wanted to talk about the top 5 of my favorite books that I have read in the first quarter of 2020. So that's in January through March. And I ended up having 12 5-star books in that first 3 months. But then, you know, even though a book is 5 stars, doesn't mean it's gonna be like an absolute favorite. It might just be like a really well done book, but it might not stick with me. And so out of those 12, I picked my top 5. And let's just go through them. I will kind of do it somewhat in order of what I read them, though I don't remember exactly if I have them in order. So the first one is Wild Magic by Tamara Pierce. This is the first book in the Immortals Quartet, and I just love this book. I had read the Song of the Lioness Quartet last year, and I really loved that. But then I read this and I was like, I love this even more. And this is about a girl named Dane who she starts off as 13 years old in this book. And she has the ability to talk to animals and like understand what they are saying and feeling. And so she is kind of on her own and ends up along with this woman who is taking a herd of ponies from one part of the country to another, or from one kingdom to another. And along the way, they have a lot of adventures and there's a lot of interaction with animals. And it's like the start, it seems like, of a big, maybe political and other stuff happening. So I'm very excited to continue this series and see what is coming next for our character Dane. And the next one I want to talk about is Never Seen by Shannon Messenger. This is the 4th book in the Keeper of the Lost Cities series. I have been reading this series over the last year. So I read the first 3 books in 2019, and then I read this one at the beginning of 2020. And I've just been loving every single one of these books. Almost all of them have gotten 5 stars from me, and they just, the stakes just keep getting higher and more is revealed from the world in each one. This is a middle grade fantasy book, and even though it's middle grade, it feels very like epic in a scope. I mean, it's definitely middle grade in the fact that it's not like super bloody wars and all that stuff. Like, it's on a level that is appropriate for this age group, but as an adult, I still think it's enjoyable because there is just so many characters, so much happening in this world, and I'm just loving it. I'm loving the characters and the friendships and the enemies and just really everything about that. And then the next one makes me realize that basically almost all of these are part of a series. So maybe I'm just telling you about some of my favorite series that I've read, because the next one is part of a series as well. This one is The Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes by Arthur Conan Doyle. This is the 2nd short story collection in the Sherlock Holmes series. And I love this one even more than the first short story collection that I read, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. And I just love like following Sherlock and Watson as they like hang out together in their relationship. And then in this one, I thought that the like adventures that were happening and the different crimes that Sherlock was solving just seemed to have like more life and death situations in them, and I just found it really interesting. And then I actually do have one that is not part of a series, and that is Tweet Cute by, I think it's Emma Lord. Sorry, I don't have the physical book in front of me. I got this from the library, and this was a YA romance kind of contemporary, and it was super cute. It's like one of the cutest YA romances I have read in a long time, and it's about 2 teenagers whose families both own restaurants, and they are kind of at a Twitter war with each other online, but they're also talking to each other anonymously online in a separate platform. And you know, so in public they're hating each other in this Twitter war, and they're hating each other at school, and then they're anonymously writing to each other online, and kind of you see the development of their friendship over an anonymous chat and stuff like that. So it's just a really cute, I love that kind of letter writing type of thing, plus hate to love, like, yeah, just my favorite tropes. And I just found this a really enjoyable, fun, fluffy read. And the last one is actually 3 books, but they're all part of the same series, which I read one per month, and that is the Anne of Green Gables series, the first 3 books. So I read Anne of Green Gables in January, Anne of Avonlea in February, and Anne of the Island in March. And I gave 5 stars to all of these, and I just really loved them. I've never read the Anne series, and I just didn't realize how much I would just fall in love with these characters and just really be excited each month to be reading them and jumping back into this world and these characters. So yes, these have been some of my favorite books so far in this year. So that is it. Those are these and Tweet Cute are my 5 favorite books that I have read so far in 2020. Let me know what some of your favorites are so far. I would love to talk about all of our favorite books that we've been reading down in the comments. I'll see you next time. Bye.